Hey guys, welcome to the channel Learning English with Pradeep. I'm your communication coach Pradeep. So in this video, we're going to be talking about if you have an anxiety, do you feel anxiety? You have anxiety issues, and you always dream a job that can suit your anxiety problem. You don't want uh, a number of interactions while working, and you always dream a job where you don't have to interact with people, and at the same time, some of the jobs which you don't really want to have enormous level of stressed out. So I've got some of the job options for you which would definitely help you out to have a minimal interactions at the working, and at the same time it would help you for your anxiety issues. If you are a person who deals with anxiety and you want to work where you don't want people around you, you just want to focus at a one thing, so these options will definitely help you out to work in these conditions. So let's get started. For people with anxiety, it becomes really difficult to find a low stress job. It becomes really difficult, and it always give you a headache to working out with the biggest teams and working out with a lot of people. So it becomes difficult to look out for a job which has a low stress level. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can opt these job options which would help you to have a lower stress and to deal with your anxiety. So the first job could be librarian. If you work as a librarian, it helps you to have a minimal interaction with people. When you work as a librarian, you just all have to it is a kind of a job where you have to just let the people read, and it doesn't require a lot of talk with the people. It's just a work where you sit and help the people to help them with the books what are they looking for, and it's quite a low stress job. So it could be a good options for the people who are dealing with anxiety to opt for a career as a librarian and work with a minimal interactions kind of environment. It will definitely help. Next option could be graphic designer. Yes, graphic designer often work independently and alone because they have to focus on their projects, and it requires an environment where you don't have to be with the people and a lot of interaction. It doesn't really require a lot of interactions. You don't have to work in a team, because when you work as a graphic designer, it requires a great focus. You have to focus on your project, and it gives you an independency to work alone. So it can be a great option if you have anxiety issues, if you want to work low under pressure. So it can be a great option. Talking about next, web developer. Web developer is quite similar to the graphic designer. The web developer also work in an independent, and they also have to work in a smaller teams, which quite be it doesn't require a lot of people interaction, and you don't have to talk to anybody. It has the same working conditions. So in this also, if you start working as a web developer, you just have to work alone, which it doesn't really require you have to have a big team performing under the biggest crowd. You work alone, you're independent, and you're focusing on one thing at a time. So it levels your stress down, so it helps you again to work as a web developer. You can also work as an accountant and bookkeeper. Yes, working as an accountant and bookkeeper has again a low stress job. You have to make sure the transactions are getting good, and especially for those who enjoy working with numbers and details. You might know that you might have seen the bookkeeper and the accountant always have to have a focus. When they work on a particular project, they have to show the 100% focus. They don't have a time to discuss with anybody, because when it comes to making and managing a transaction, it becomes really important to have a focus, and it is again an individual work where you don't have to have a lot of conversation with other people. It can help you to have a low stress. Next, we can talk about the job which can suit you if you deal with anxiety. That can be a data analyst. Yeah, data analyst has to work, analyze, and to provide a data for the insight of business. It again requires a low stress job. It doesn't really require a lot of teamwork. It again require a quiet environment office. You gotta work at alone at an office, or else you have to focus to provide a great insight for the business and to provide and analyze the data. So analyzing and being a data analyst can again be a great options if you deal with you have anxiety issues. You don't want to, you just want to stay away from the people. So this kind of job will definitely help you out, to be a data analyst, work with the data, have your own space, and just focus on your work. No maximum, interaction needed. Talking about the next job, that is technical writer. Yes, technical writers play very important role when it comes to writing a great skill. The job requires a great skill and the documentation. The technical writer provide the documentations and the writing works. They often talk about their products, they research, they have to research, and they pay more attention in their writing skills. So when you have a job where you have to focus 100% by working as an independent and individual, it simply becomes a job where you work alone. You don't have to talk a lot of people about it. You don't have to discuss a lot of things about it. There's a meeting. It's only you. You have to focus, and it is again a job which has a low stress, working conditions. So it again helps people who deal with anxiety issues, and they don't want to, they just stay away, working with people. So it's again a good option. It could be a good option. Talking about the next job, that is animal caretaker. One of the best job that I would recommend you to do it, because working with animals such as pet sitter or at an animal shelters can be a low stress. It's actually a good to spend a time with animals, and at the same time earning. When you take care of a particular animal, it's quite emotionally good, and animal provide comfort and emotional attachment. It's good to work with them, taking care of them. It's again a low stress job. It helps out to stay away from the toxic people for a long level of discussions. It doesn't really require that all. It's a low stress job you can do. It will always help you better, and yeah, you can make it big. Talking about the next job, that is laboratory technician. Okay, laboratory technician, working in a laboratory, requires a minimal interaction with people, and to focus on a precision. It again is a job which I don't think there would be a lot of people around you, because you're working in a laboratory. So it does require quiet environment. You have to focus on the precision. You have to focus on your project. While working out in a laboratory, it becomes very crucial to pay 100% attention. And if you're dealing with the anxiety, you want to do a job where the pressure is low, the stress is low, you can be a like laboratory technician. It could be a great option for you, and it will help you out. So today we talked about jobs which is specially for those who have to deal with the anxieties, and who always dream to have a job which has a low stress level, where is no maximum interactions are happening, where should allow you to have a minimal interactions with the people. So these are some of the jobs that you can opt for your career, and this will definitely help you out to work in a peace and an environment which you always wanted to work. So that is all about the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I would like you guys to please subscribe my channel, so I can come up with some of the great options and great videos to which can help you learn a lot from. Thank you so much. We're gonna meet tomorrow, next time, or any other time with a new video. Thank you.